if both the integers are positive. Here is one is a positive, a is positive integer and b is any negative integer. Here I have taken a as a positive integer and b is any negative integer, means that one is a positive and one is a negative. How you will add that one? Very easy. Suppose I have taken that two integers a is equal to plus 10 and b is equal to minus 5. So how you will add this one? So according to that, a plus b, okay, a is a plus 10 and plus sign, and then after b is a minus 5, so write it in a bracket, okay. So then after plus 10 means that you will write only 10, and here is a plus sign and then minus, okay. So if you are getting this type of expressions, so very important that is, students, okay, one is a positive and other is negative, you always subtract the quantity, you will subtract the smaller one from the bigger one, and then after you will put the sign which have a greater absolute value. So in this one, which one is a greater, 10 or minus 5? 10 is a greater, so you will subtract this 5 from 10 minus 5, and then in 10 and minus 5, which absolute value is greater, 10 or minus 5? It's absolute value of plus 10 is a 10 and absolute value of minus 5 is a 5. So which one is a greater, 10 or 5? So 10 is a greater. What is the sign of 10? That is plus, so you will write this plus. So 10 minus 5, you will get this 5. If you want, you will write the plus sign there, okay. So this is when two integers, one is a positive and other is negative. One more thing in that one. Suppose a is a minus 12 and a is a plus 12 and b is a minus 13, okay. So in this case, same thing, a plus b, a is 12 plus here is a minus 13, okay. In this case, you also subtract, okay, you will subtract the smaller one from the bigger one. What is the absolute? You will subtract the absolute value, okay. So what is the absolute value of 12 plus 12? That is 12. What is the absolute value of minus 13? That is 13. So which one is smaller in this one? 12. So you will subtract the 12 from 13, okay, 13 minus 12, and put the sign. What the result you will get it? You can see this one. Your result is 1. In front of that result, you will put the sign of which has a greater absolute value. So in this 13 is a greater. What is the sign of 13? That is a minus. So you can put the minus sign. And all that points I have briefly discussed, okay, in that previous videos. So I will provide that link, students. You can see this videos there. You will see that videos properly, okay. Here only discussion. Now that third point, if both are negatives, third point is if both the integers are negative. If both the integers, third point is if both the integers are negative, a is negative and b is also negative. Suppose if a is equal to minus 10 and b is equal to minus 15. So according to your rule, addition, a plus b, so minus 10 and plus in bracket minus 15. If both are negatives, if you are going to add it, if both are negatives, so you can add the value. First you add the absolute value 10 plus 15, okay, add the absolute value. Absolute value of minus 10 is 10 plus sign, absolute value of minus 15 is 15. Add the absolute value, and in front of that result you will put the negative sign. So 10 plus 15, you will get it 25, and with minus sign, students. So this is the operation on integers. First one is for addition, same as it is for a subtraction. If you are subtracting two quantity, so you use the same concepts Okay, now that suppose if you are subtracting means a minus b, so a is a greater than b. In some cases a is smaller than b. In that case you can use the same concept. Okay, you will subtract the smaller one from bigger one, and then after you will put the according to the sign. Okay, for a multiplication, if you are multiplying two quantity, okay, and you can use this sign of for a multiplication. This is very important, students. Sign of a multiplication. When you multiply plus, very important, students. Signs of multiplication. Signs of multiplication. Signs of multiplication. Very important. When you multiply plus into plus, what you will get? This plus. And when you multiply minus into minus, in this case also you will get the plus. But when you multiply plus into minus, you always get this minus sign. Or when you will multiply minus into plus, in this case also you will get this minus sign. So in two cases you will get the positive, in two cases you will get the negative numbers. Okay, a negative value. Suppose 2 is multiplied into 3, you will get this 6. That is a positive. There is no sign, means that it is a positive. Okay, for an integer, 0 is neither positive nor negative. Okay, don't compare it with 0. Okay, minus 2 is multiplied by minus 3, both are negatives. Minus is multiplied into minus, you will get this plus. You want to write 2 into 3, 6. Plus 6 are 6 only. Okay, but if one quantity is positive and other is negative, plus is multiplied into minus, you will get minus, and 3 2s are 6. Okay, so minus 2 is multiplied into 3. Okay, plus 3 is that one. Minus is multiplied into plus. In this case also you will get minus. 2 is multiplied into 3, you will get this minus 6. Okay, so this is a sign of a multiplication. Plus is multiplied into plus, you will get this plus. Minus is multiplied into minus, you will get, in this case also, plus. Plus is multiplied into minus, in this case you will get minus, and minus is multiplied into plus, it is also a minus. Here I am going to discuss the properties of integers. Okay, in that one, first one is a closure property. Closure property will hold for this addition, subtraction and multiplication. It holds for closure, means that if you are adding two integers, you will get the another integer. That is known as a closure property. Means that if you are adding two values, then you will get the another value which belongs to the same family. Means that if you are, in case of integer, if you are adding two integer, you will get the another integer, then it holds for closure. Okay, that is known as a closure property. Same cases for a subtraction. If you subtract two integer, you will get another integer, that is also hold for a closure. Okay, multiply. If you multiply a into b, you will get another integer, means you will get the another value that is also belong to the same family. That is known as a closure property. But it not hold for division, because if you dividing 4 by 2, then in this case you are getting this 2. In this case you are getting the same value. But suppose if you are getting this 10 divided by 3, in this case you are not getting the same the value you are getting, it is not belonging this family of integers. If you are dividing 3.333, you are getting a decimal, or you will get in a fraction 3 upon 3 whole 1 by 3. That is not, this numbers are not belonging to your family of integers. Okay, so closure property will hold for addition, subtraction and multiplication. It need not be true for division. Okay, now the commutative property. Commutative property will hold for addition and multiplication. Commutative property will hold for addition and addition and multiplication, students. It is only this commutative property means that a plus b is equal to b plus a, means if you are changing the order of integers, then you also get the same value. So it holds for addition and multiplication. A is multiplied by b, you will get this b into a, but it will not hold for a subtraction and division, because if you see this one, a minus b is not equal to b minus a. In this case, a is a greater than b, but here b is a greater than a. How it is a possible? It is not true. And same case for division, a divided by b is not equal to b divided by a. Okay, so means 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, or 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, or 2 into 3 6, or 3 into 2 6, but it not hold for a subtraction and division. Okay, so commutative property will not hold for subtraction and division. Identity, very important. Associative property. Associative property will also hold for division. Hold for addition and multiplication. Only two operations: plus and addition and multiplication. It will not hold for subtraction and division, students. So see this one. This thing I have discussed it. There you will see it. Okay, identity, very important. This one, identity means that there is no change in the given value. That is known as the identity. So here for addition, it is hold for addition. Okay, and multiplication also. Okay, so identity is a different things. So I'm going to discuss this. Identity means for addition, a plus 0 is equal to a, means you are getting the same value. Okay, that is known as a identity. So here is a 0 is called a additive identity. 0 is called a additive identity because by adding 0 in the given integer, there is no effect on the value. So that's why 0 is called a additive identity. It is the same as it is for a subtraction also. If you are subtracting 0 from any integer, you are getting the same value. 0 is called a subtractive. 0 is also identity for a subtraction, but basically it is a consider for additive for addition. 0 is a additive identity for this case. Okay, 0 is called a additive identity. Okay, if by adding or subtracting, if there is no change in the sign, so 0 is a identity for that. What is called a multiplicative identity? Multiplicative identity means by multiplying that number, if there is no effect on the given number, that is called a multiplicative identity. So a is there. If you multiply with 1, you will get the same a. So 1 is called a multiplicative identity. 1 is called a multiplicative identity. Okay, students. And for inverse. Okay, so it is a 2 for addition and multiplication. For additive, here this is a 0 is called additive identity, and one is called a multiplicative identity. Additive inverse. Okay, additive inverse means that if a is any quantity, and by adding a pair of two integer, if you add that one, and if you are getting a 0, then that another pair is known, that number is known as a, if a and minus a. If I am going to add a and minus a, same value with the opposite sign. Same value with the opposite sign. If you are adding, you are getting that 0. If you are getting 0, then this is known as a additive inverse. What is the additive inverse of a? That is minus a. And what is the additive inverse of minus a? That is a plus a. So additive inverse means that opposite in sign. Additive inverse means that opposite in sign, students. So always remember that additive inverse means that a number and its opposite sign, if you add it, then you will get that 0. So what is the additive inverse of a? That is minus a. And what is the additive inverse of minus a? That is a plus a, students. So what is the additive inverse of minus 3? That is plus 3. And what is the additive inverse of plus 3? That is a minus 3. So this is very important point.